and Jeff Bezos just had one of the most expensive weddings ever. It reportedly cost $46 million. That includes security, yacht marinas poles, 60 chefs, and just wait for it, $1.6 million just on roses. It's like literal floral forests everywhere.
From their hotel right to the water taxi. But so the area for the wedding was, you know, the police shut down all of the canals around it, so you really couldn't get up close. There's paparazzi, there are reporters there, there were people just lining up behind the police barricade for this bridge. So on the first...
The Jeff Bezos Amazon wedding, yeah. It's what happens when people with absolutely no taste are handed an unlimited budget and zero boundaries. After 2 long years of anticipation, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez finally tied the knot. And girl, at 55, even Lauren seemed shocked that she was walking down the aisle again. But this wasn't just any wedding. Picture this: endless private jets, a monster super yacht, a sea of A-list celebrities, even royalty sprinkled in, and, of course, some protesters trying to crash the vibe. This was the definition of over the top. So how exactly does one of the richest men on earth seal the deal? Let's break down what might be the most outrageous event Venice has ever seen. Welcome to Inside Hollywood, where the spotlight never fades and the drama never sleeps. Hit that subscribe and let's get into it. When you're Jeff Bezos, showing up in style isn't a choice, it's the bare minimum, and trust me, Jeff and Lauren delivered. Mr. Amazon himself, age 61, and Lauren, the best-selling author at 55, made their grand entrance into Venice via helicopter, days before the actual celebration even began. Wild, right? Venice, already looking like some surreal fantasy city, was somehow outdone by this spectacle. The couple checked into the legendary Aman Hotel, dripping in luxury. We're talking rooms overlooking the Grand Canal starting at a casual $4,500 a night. Just a little. Pre-game, no big deal. And that was only the beginning. People are already calling it the wedding of the century, with an eye-watering estimated price tag of over $50 million. Yep, you heard that right, $50 million. Over 90 private jets landed at Marco Polo Airport, while others arrived James Bond style on mega yachts discreetly docked around Venice. And the guest list, straight fire. Around 100 A-listers from the worlds of entertainment, business, and politics packed the scene. Among the flashiest arrivals, Kim Kardashian, her sister Khloe, and their mom Kris Jenner landing on June 26th looking absolutely fierce. Kim rocked a gray Balenciaga two-piece with massive shades that screamed superstar. Khloe served serious glam in a strapless leopard print dress, while Kris kept it classic in a black ruffled gown that definitely turned heads. The Kardashians didn't come to play, they came to slay. They were switching outfits multiple times a day like Venice was their personal floating Met Gala. And the drama, oh, it was real. Orlando Bloom was spotted sharing a cozy hug with Kim, rolling in solo and instantly fueling rumors of a possible split from fiancé Katy Perry, who couldn't make it thanks to her never-ending The Lifetimes tour. Even more A-list royalty pulled up: Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King, Karlie Kloss, Usher, Tom Brady, and of course, Bezos' billionaire buddy Bill Gates with his girlfriend in tow. Leonardo DiCaprio showed up too, flying under the radar in a baseball cap with girlfriend and model Vittoria Chiretti by his side. Brooks Nader, Tommy Hilfiger, Sydney Sweeney, and even Queen Rania of Jordan made sure they had front row seats to the hottest summer party of the year. On Thursday night, Jeff and Lauren kicked off their wild, multi-day wedding blowout in true billionaire fashion. First stop, the cloisters of Madonna dell'Orto, a drop-dead gorgeous 14th century church filled with masterpieces by Renaissance legend Tintoretto. And honey, that was just the warm-up. The real jaw-dropper happened inside one of Venice's best-kept secrets, Scuola Grande di San Rocco. It's so exclusive, even locals rarely get a peek. But of course, Jeff Bezos wasn't about to let anyone go hungry. He flew in a famous Neapolitan chef to serve fresh, piping hot pizza on site, because obviously, no Bezos bash is complete without the finest eats. By 6 p.m., the entire city was basically on lockdown, streets were closed, traffic was banned. And Bezos rolled in with 10 bodyguards because, of course, the setting was pure historical magic. But Lauren Sánchez? She brought the fire. Her gown was a show-stopping masterpiece that first made waves at the Pitti Palace in Paris earlier this year. On the morning of the big day, Lauren stepped out like a boss in a sleek white suit, flashing a massive diamond ring and a beaded bracelet flaunting her new initials. Then, on Friday, it all went down. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez finally said "I do." The intimate ceremony took place on the breathtaking island of San Giorgio Maggiore. Pure romance vibes, and because extra is the vibe. They topped it all off with a classic Venetian wedding twist, a live opera performance. They brought in none other than Matteo Bocelli, yes, son of the Andrea Bocelli who kicked off the celebration. With a soul-melting version of Elvis Presley's timeless Can't Help Falling in Love. He's only 27 and he owned the moment. What a way to seal the deal! Later on, Lauren's two sons, Nico and Evan, proudly walked her down the aisle, and now, let's get into the moment everyone was dying to see, the dress. The groom was practically begging for a sneak peek before the ceremony, but Lauren wasn't having it. She wanted to keep that reveal a surprise, as you get a little older. Not many things surprise you, I can't wait to see his face, she teased. And when that moment finally came, Lauren stunned in a one-of-a-kind long-sleeve Dolce & Gabbana gown that was pure couture fantasy. We're talking delicate Italian lace, 180 hand-finished silk chiffon buttons, and a dramatic mermaid skirt. She even admitted she felt like a literal princess in it. The vibe, total vintage glam. Inspired by Sophia Loren's iconic look in the 1958 classic houseboat. But here's the fun twist: this was the first formal dress Lauren ever wore that didn't show cleavage. A total switch up from what people might expect, but as she told Vogue, it felt authentically me. To top off her killer bridal look, the former TV journalist borrowed a pair of show-stopping Dolce Alta Joyellaria earrings from Morocco, crafted with 4 diamonds carved from a single stone and set in white gold, and for her something blue, she added a subtle, personal touch, a keepsake from her Blue Origin spaceflight woven into her wedding style. A quiet tribute to the experience that brought her and Jeff even closer. And she didn't stop there. Lauren switched it up with not one, but 2 more looks, a Rita Hayworth-inspired gown, and then a final showstopper, an Oscar de la Renta masterpiece sparkling with over 175,000 crystals. Icon behavior. Now it's official, Lauren even changed her Instagram name to Lauren Sánchez Bezos after the wedding, scrubbing all her old posts and dropping just 2 fresh ones, their first pics as Mr. and Mrs. Bezos. The caption, a simple but powerful message: we're married. In her own words, Lauren shared, "I am a different person than I was 5 years ago. Jeff hasn't changed me, Jeff has revealed me. I feel safe, I feel seen, he lets me be me." But here's the wild twist. According to a senior City Hall official, that epic Venice ceremony, it didn't actually count under Italian law, it was purely symbolic, no legal weight. Insiders believe Jeff and Lauren likely made things official back in the US, probably in Florida, before flying out to live their Venetian fairy tale. And let's not forget the prenup, with Jeff Bezos' net worth sitting around a jaw-dropping $120 billion. You know his legal team wasn't about to let a single detail slide. Word is Jeff was ready to put a ring on it fast, but his lawyers hit pause until every contract was signed, sealed, and airtight. Still, legalities aside, the wedding was bursting with genuine love. Lauren described the whole vibe as super intimate, and she meant it. Guests had to hand over their phones during the wedding events, especially the main ceremony. Why? So everyone could be fully present, no distractions, just real, private moments with their closest crew. That's how you do it, and of course, the party didn't stop after the vows, no way. On Saturday night, the newlyweds threw a super exclusive Dolce Knot after party, complete with a pajamas-themed dress code for the grand finale. Lauren, now officially a billionaire's wife, rocked a jaw-dropping 8-layer Versace piece dripping in crystal mesh embroidery and finished with a matching dressing gown that stole the whole damn show. A source spilled that Jeff and Lauren wanted one last chill, music-soaked night to wind down after days of non-stop celebration. So who better to bring the vibes than their hand-picked faves? Usher laid down those smooth vocals, while DJ Cassidy kept the dance floor on fire all night long. Originally, the after-party was set to go down at the historic Scuola Grande della Misericordia, but plans pivoted real fast. Why? A protest group was reportedly ready to flood the canals with inflatable crocodiles to crash the party. But it wasn't just playful pranks causing concern. Tensions were high after recent U.S. military actions, and once Ivanka Trump showed up, security risks doubled. So, the organizers made a quick move, relocating the bash to the Arsenal, a medieval shipyard-turned-private art venue in Venice's Castello district, with raised bridges and boat-only access. It was perfect for lockdown-level security, something the city center just couldn't provide. Even so, activists still managed to make their voices heard. Nothing was going to keep them quiet. This wedding had it all: the fashion, the drama, the money, the chaos, the fairy tale, and the fire. Jeff and Lauren truly gave us an event for the history books. No matter how big the star power or how tight the security gates were, right in the middle of St. Mark's Square, protesters weren't holding back. They threw down a dramatic, wedding-themed demonstration complete with a masked bride and groom scene holding up bold signs blasting wealth inequality and climate neglect. And one sign was savage. The planet is burning, but don't worry, here's the list of Lauren Sanchez's 27 dresses. Yup, that's real. She reportedly packed 27 outfits for Italy. Then, on June 24th, things got even spicier. Activists sent a life-size Jeff Bezos mannequin floating down a Venice canal, dressed in an Amazon jumpsuit and gripping wads of dollar bills. Like some dystopian action figure. Meanwhile, Greenpeace pulled a bold move, draping giant banners across St. Mark's Square that read, "If you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax." It was all part of a larger protest led by the No Space for Bezos committee, who slammed the couple for turning Venice into a billionaire-only playground, shut off from the very people who live there. Their message: events like this push out locals, treating Venice like a backdrop for Instagram, not a living, breathing community. They didn't hold back, calling out how flashy, hyper-exclusive weddings exploit Venice's beauty while ignoring the daily struggles of real residents just trying to stay afloat literally and figuratively. But not everyone was throwing shade. Some Venetian hotel owners and local officials were actually thrilled to welcome the big spending celebrity crowd. They argued that Bezos' wedding was a much better economic boost than the usual stampede of budget day trippers. Danielle Amento, vice president of the Venetian Hotel Association, brushed off the protest, saying, "We're not talking about hundreds or thousands of people, we're talking about a few dozen." And even Mayor Luigi Brugnaro addressed the backlash, but ultimately backed the decision to host Bezos and crew, saying Venice has to remain open to all types of visitors. To be fair, Jeff and Lauren did try to give back. They sourced nearly 80% of their wedding supplies locally, from the food and flowers to the handmade details, putting some serious coin back into the Venetian economy. Gotta respect that. And the wedding gifts, oh, there's a twist. The couple didn't want the usual fancy presents. A snippet of their wedding invite started buzzing online, making it crystal clear, no gifts, please. Instead, they asked guests to donate to local charities and community organizations. But don't worry, the guests didn't walk away empty-handed. According to Vogue, Lauren handpicked every detail of the custom goodie bags packed with authentic Venetian treats. At the reception, the men received VB Venezia blue velvet slippers, while the women got plush black open-toe slippers straight from Amazon, a perfectly comfy symbol of the couple's two worlds blending into one. Honestly, iconic. And now, the big question: what's the real takeaway from this jaw-dropping, star-loaded spectacle? Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez didn't just plan a wedding. They pulled off a full-blown show, one that lit up and divided Venice for weeks. Whether you see it as the wedding of the century or a flashy, out-of-touch flex, one thing's for sure: nobody's forgetting it. It was once in a lifetime, for real. Nobody's forgetting it. It was once in a lifetime, for real. But what do you think? Was it the ultimate fairy tale or just way too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't bounce without smashing that like button. If you're vibing with this deep dive, make sure you subscribe to No Filter. We're dropping all the juicy celeb updates, so don't miss out. That's a wrap on today's Hollywood drama. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your daily dose of glitz, gossip, and pop culture news only on Inside Hollywood.